Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. This time we're in Light Season once again, and to be perfectly honest with you, I got a lot of easy maps this time around. There were two maps that had a bit of challenge to them. One of them I messed up by forgetting an important factor amongst the whirlwind of random thoughts that inevitably crop up when I look at a map and try to plan out my approach. And the other, well actually you'll see what happened to the other one. Not a whole lot more to say, so let's go ahead and get into the battles. This map is basically part 2 to the first map from Aether Raid's Offense number 29, and you can tell I'm a little strapped for maps to showcase by the fact that I'm using this specifically as an example of what to not do with your defense maps. I'll give those of you who haven't been watching the series for a while a few seconds to identify this map's critical flaw, assuming you haven't already. So the big map-breaking weakness is this space right here. What happens if you move a unit to this space and have them wait? Nothing. Nothing happens. And if you're trying to make a threatening defense map, that's a pretty big problem. That's really all there is to say here, besides make sure you bring a unit that can take out the armors. So I actually made a promise to myself that the next time I saw a weakness like this, I would actually go ahead and exploit it for the purpose of showing the person on the other end of the replay, hey, you've got a pretty serious defense map flaw that you might want to have a look at. Of course, there's always the risk that the person is just going to think, wow, what jerkwad. But that is a risk I am willing to take. So let's go ahead and move Palla up here. And after a refresh from Peony, I'm just going to leave Palla right here, right in the thick of it. She could take down probably any one of them, just with her high attack and automatic follow-up against not Alm. But I'm just going to have her sit there for a turn before I start having her take things out. And then in the meantime, I'll have Sita approach up the right-hand side. She should be able to take down Myr pretty easily here. I'm going to go ahead and break the tactic stream just so it doesn't bother air anymore. And I'll move Peony over here into the same column as Sita just to get that attack bonus off. Myr, 50 attack. Yeah, she's not going to be doing much, if anything, to Sita, since Pegasus Flight will be lowering her attack.
You can do it, Palla.
So I can have Palla actually start taking out the units now. I think I've made my point well enough. No need to just leave her there and do nothing. Then I would really not blame the person for thinking I'm a jerkwad, because that's kind of a jerkwad thing to do. Okay, so super lopsided matchup there. Sita takes out Myr in one shot, not even taking damage. She will be able to take out Surtur in 2 hits. Her flashing blade built into Winged Sword will give her Gale Force after this round of combat, and she will be able to take him right down after that. Then I think I need to break a couple structures in preparation to start assisting Palla with the remaining 3 enemies. I actually could take out Alm here, since Aversa does not have enough space to move around and actually attack. Olivia will be forced to attack first, so there will be no refreshing at all. But I don't really think it doesn't really matter. I have plenty of time to just leave her here and wait for the cavalry to arrive, or wait for more flyer support to arrive, I guess, in this case. So now I'm all set up. Let's go ahead and take down Alm. Then after that, I can smite Peony over a whole 1 space, woo, and have a refresh Palla. Then I'll have Sita break the Aether Fountain, and attacking Aversa will actually give Palla Gale Force, allowing me to have her move straight into attacking Olivia for the finisher.
I believe in you, Palla.
Map number 2 is a box-style setup with a pre-configured choke point ready for you to exploit. Notice that Veronica has no assist, so if you stick a ranged tank at the edge of Legendary Leif's range here, after he falls, Veronica will move next and receive Azura's Refresh. After she's attacked your unit, assuming that she's still alive, Ike will reposition her because Lysithea doesn't have enough space to use drawback. Then, Lysithea must advance this space here. This behavior is incredibly abusable, as you can march your unit up to this trapless space and if they can deal with Ike, or snipe Lysithea over the wall if they can't. Once the main body of enemies is dealt with, it's a simple matter to break the Aether Fountain in front of Faye and melee her into oblivion. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and send in my dragon armors for this battle. I will initiate on turn 1 by simply parking Idunn on the edge of Legendary Leif's range. I am expecting that on the enemy phase, Leif will attack. Then Veronica, having no assist, will move next and get refreshed by Azura. And then after she attacks Idunn, Ike will use Reposition on Veronica, which is basically forced because Lysithea doesn't have enough room to use Drawback, and Veronica is threatened by Idunn's presence. And that will force Lysithea into moving 2 spaces straight down, which leaves her right in Idunn's threat range, which I am totally fine with. Bit of questionable map design, but I am not going to complain. So as you can probably tell, I am also taking full advantage of Peony's time in the bonus rotation to run triple Mythic, giving Idunn absolutely massive HP with the maxed out merges and summoner support. I did, for those of you who haven't noticed somehow, take advantage of the Spring Tempest Trials banner a while back to finally finish that merge project of mine. She was at +4 previously, and kind of pulling from a red on a revival banner kind of sucked, but oh well. So I'll have Nagi move over here for the ward armor and ally support bonuses. I'll have Air break the Brightrine, because why not? Provide field buffs through Peony's Gentle Dream, and that ought to do it. Can't really move my other Peony into range to apply the Flower of Joy bonus to Idunn, because that would get her Bravos Knight. Not very fun, especially since Faye's just trapped up in the corner there. Definitely don't want to mess with that. So, yeah, Veronica does get the refresh from Azura, allowing her to fully charge, or almost fully charge, Idunn's Iceberg. I say fully charge just because Ike's going to hit Idunn one more time and give it to her, allowing her to one-shot him, which is really nice. So, next turn I will be needing to start up the cleanup and finish getting the Aether structures. I think what I do is have Nagi wait, because Triangle Advantage should allow her to one-shot Veronica, and Peony's Refresh will allow her to warp to Idunn, and then that same Refresh will also allow Idunn to warp to Nagi afterward to take out Azura. So let me go ahead and just do that. And, oh yeah, 239s. Perfect, perfect. And now I'll need to take a turn or two to get into position to take out the rest of the Aether structures, and then obviously Faye herself. Let's go ahead. I'm also going to go ahead and take out the tactics room here so it doesn't bother Air. I don't really think I'll need her to do this, but just in case. How am I going to approach this one actually? I'm thinking, yeah, Idunn breaks Healing Tower, and then next turn Nagi breaks Aether Fountain, Idunn takes down Faye. So yeah, this should be pretty quick.
Let us depart. The wind.
Today's third and final map is an Infantry Pulse setup. By this point you are probably very familiar with what Infantry Pulse setups want. After you initiate combat, they will want to swarm you with fully charged specials. This map also has the usual Infantry Pulse weaknesses. It's easy to approach, especially from the left-hand side, and Sylvia is very exposed relative to other more threatening Infantry Pulse setups. It's also not difficult to pin Yoon and Lina in their current positions using a Gale Force strategy, though it may be difficult to achieve the speed requirements to double Raven and Sylvia, and the attack to cut through Noe's bulk. If you can manage it though, this map should be pretty straightforward. Alright, I should be able to Gale Force through this map here, and that is because Palla actually basically exactly KOs Noe, dealing 2 33s to Noe's 65 HP. So that literally couldn't get any more perfect there. So I'm going to take a few turns to get set up, using Air to break a bunch of buildings on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, I'll have Sita and Palla get set up over here, just slightly below them. And I will, when the time comes, I'll want to have Palla move up in front of Sita, and then reposition her towards Raven. And that will ensure that Sita gets the Goat Flyers bonus. Let me actually break this Panic Manor, and then refresh Air over here to safety, break the this block, and then do a quick reposition, and have a look at this matchup real quick. Just see what it looks like. So, okay, Sita currently doesn't take him down, but his stats, yeah, there's a speed tie at 48. So, with Goat Flyers and the Flower of Joy bonus, Sita will have 55 speed, which is enough to double. So that's going to be just fine. Let me go ahead and actually get Sita into this position, which will be her starting spot for when the time comes to actually initiate combat. So I will also go ahead and just take a quick look at this debuff situation, just verify. Okay, Sita has... Oh, that's 4 Blaze on her. And then Azura does have Bright Shrine, which is now no longer. And I'll go ahead and move Eric back, and then move Palla up. And then I should be set to go. So let's go ahead and just hit end turn, and I'll get going on the next player phase. So here I can just, basically just do exactly what I said. I can have Sita repositioned straight up, although, actually, do I need to activate Duo Skill? Oh, yes, I actually do. Hold on. I need to activate Duo Skill because otherwise Sita won't be able to move from straight in front of Raven to straight in front of Idunn.
Here we go.
And that would be bad, since my strategy very much hinges on pinning Idunn in her current location. So let's go ahead and move Sita up now.
Let's go.
And of course, with 55 speed, she should be able to take Raven out, and she will. After that, I will smite Azura up 2 spaces, have her take down, what's her name, Sylvia. And that is also possible because Flower of Joy grants Azura plus 3 speed, enabling her to get a follow-up attack on Sylvia. Although, actually, hold on. I think I've got a bit of a problem here. What I needed to do was actually take out the Aether Fountain before I started this, which would have enabled Azura to attack Sylvia from that space. I'm kind of committed to taking out Sylvia here, though, which is actually a very good move because it will enable me to use my backup strategy of take out Sylvia and dip. But, ew, that's kind of annoying. Because now there's no safe space from which Palla can attack Noe. Sita can take out Bramimond, which is actually quite surprising. I wonder if I can do something with that. If not, again, no big deal. I already have a solid backup strategy outlined. Just would be nice if I could salvage what I'm trying to do here. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Peony's there providing Flower of Joy, but it doesn't really matter because Bramimond just ignores Flower of Joy anyway. Sita can take out Idunn, but I don't want to take out, to run the risk of this heavy trap being real. So let's go ahead. Actually, let me take a look at some more of these matchups. Okay, Azura can't take out Bramimond. I was thinking maybe if Azura could take out Bramimond, then she could just do that, and then I'd have Palla Gale Force through Noe and Lilina, and then just park Sita in front of Idunn. That would have worked too, but unfortunately, not the case. I'm still actually kind of surprised that Sita can deal with Bramimond. I wasn't expecting him to. I actually ran the matchup calculation of Palla versus Bramimond just because my initial plan was to have Palla take him down. So I kind of stopped after I verified that matchup was workable. Let's go ahead and just employ my retreat strategy here. I'll have Azura move back. That actually opens the space for Palla to come in and take down Noe, which she can still do. Activate Gale Force and then just run away. And that means that when the enemies advance, there will be minimal repositioning action, since I think actually Yoon has an assist, but Bramimond and Lilina don't. So one of them is just going to be pretty exposed, and the others should follow shortly after. I think actually what I will be able to do is have Palla. Yes, Palla will be able to take down Bramimond here, and then after that, okay, she'll take him down with 2 33s, which means that after I refresh her, she'll be able to Gale Force through Lilina, and then... Oh, wait, hold on. She doesn't have enough special charge. Actually, no big deal on the special charge. I mistakenly thought that Bramimond would actually have less attack than her, thus enabling her to satisfy Heavy Blaze condition. But again, no big deal. Just smite Azura, because I do have 2 refreshers on this team, and they'll just either take out Yoon now, for which I should probably actually take out the Aether Fountain. Or if this trap is real, which it is, she'll just be pinned in the corner. No harm done.
Sisters! You can do it, Palla!
And that is it! I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. Looking back on that final battle, I actually realized that I could have done Sita takes out Bramimond, Azura moves into the newly opened space to refresh Sita, Palla takes down Noe, Sita moves in front of Yoon. Oh well, it turned out alright in the end anyway. Stuff like that is why I'll often stop recording for a bit and just take a few minutes of thinking time, because I tend to get lost in all the options sometimes, and I don't want to subject you all to the pondering process. In this case, I had already defined the retreat backup strategy, so I shifted gears into that. Anyway, next week we'll be going back into Astra Season, where I will use bonus unit Fallen Leon to terrorize 2 range-heavy defense maps. Is what I'd say if IS hadn't decided to put the Fallen units in a 1-week bonus rotation. Oh well, I guess I'll just use Duo Micaiah or something. At the end of the week, I hope to see you all again for another episode of Aether Raid's Offense, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.